Hey, what up, people? I ran across this video by Chill Capo. He used to be out here. I think he was like a party promoter slash YouTuber. I think he got deported a few months ago though. But she got some solid advice, man. I thought it was only right for me to play it since my last video. So we're gonna dig into it and see what he's talking about.
So, first rule and the obvious rule when you come to Colombia. Now, I understand a lot of people they come out here to fulfill their fantasies, their little sexual fantasies, whatever it may be. And one of the main things that a lot of guys come out here to do that they can't do back home is have threesomes. You know what I'm saying? Most of us probably have had a threesome in their life at some point in time, but a lot of guys haven't had that opportunity for one reason or another. So they come to Colombia, and the hype is having two, three women at one time, and fulfilling that fantasy, checking that off the checklist. Let me tell you, the two women factor is probably the biggest common denominator between all the deaths that have happened here in Colombia and across the world. Two girls working together to try to get money from you is a lot easier than the girl being by herself. 9 times out of 10, the girls are with their friends or somebody they're very comfortable with sexually, obviously, because they've done it before. And that leaves the door open to you possibly getting robbed and set up by the two females. So my first rule is, unless you are damn sure and have the experience enough to know when you're being set up and know how to recognize those little small indications, don't come home with two girls. One girl is good enough for you. Two girls usually signal that, especially if they're overeager. If they're overeager and constantly pushing, yeah, take me and my friend, take both of us, take both of us, take both of us, it's usually a good indication that they have bad intentions for you, and it's probably better off that you just say no, either take one girl or pass on both. In my experiences and from the people that I know that live here also, a lot of bad circumstances have come and started from the two girls. So
All right, so he's right. So I've been out here for almost like 4 months now. And I want to say about 85% of the drug, the Medellin cases happen with two chicks. Um, I know you guys, that's your biggest dream, some of you guys, but it's just not worth it. The juice ain't worth the squeeze, homie. If you that hell bent on having a threesome in Medellin, I would suggest uh, you get familiar with one of them. You know what I'm saying? You get familiar with one of them, and you build that trust, you build that bond, right? And if both of y'all decide later on during the relationship or whatever you want to call it, y'all want to add a third leg, then that way you know the bottom chick is gonna have your back, hopefully. That way the second chick won't have any kind of like openings to do anything to you. You know, that's just my little suggestion.
like, this is one of the most important. This really could be number one. Never, ever, ever go to the girl's house or any location that she specifically suggests. You need to be in control of every factor of the encounter. You need to be in full control. You need to know where you're going. You need to be comfortable with where you're going. And you need to have security at where you're going. Chances are, anywhere that you're going with her isn't going to have those factors involved. So I know personally, I would never go with a random girl that I just met to her house or any location that she's determining and she's in full control of the situation. That's just me personally. I wouldn't do that in America. I damn sure wouldn't do it in a foreign country. So, for all of you guys that are super simps and allow the woman to dictate where she's going to take you, you guys are walking licks, and you pretty much did it to yourself at that point because you allowed her to control the most important variable, and that's the location. You allowed her to control the location, and that's why your family's getting that phone call from the embassy saying that you're gone. So do yourself a favor, Take her back to your hotel, your Airbnb, or wherever you're comfortable. That's where you're residing. Hopefully, you have security. Let the security do their job. Let the security take her ID and document who she is. And ask your security to check on you and text you after she leaves. Before she's allowed to leave, you need to let the security know, I want you to call me, text me, and do not let this person leave until you reach me and confirm that I'm okay. That is super vital, and a mistake that would have saved a lot of people's lives out here is they didn't tell the security, hey, yo, this is somebody I don't really know like that. I'm not 100% comfortable with her. Could you please call me and just check on me before you allow her to leave the premises? That'll save you so much time because now the girl knows, and you said it in front of her with the security as your witness, that she needs to be verified as allowed to leave once it's time for her to leave your space.
That's true, man. So this particular advice probably wouldn't have saved me in my situation because I was the only idiot to recommend us to leave the Airbnb, which turns out is actually a smart decision because all my valuables was in my Airbnb. So, but you can, that is smart advice to give your heads up to your security guard. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so many times, man, like where your body is just on a bed for weeks. You know what I'm saying? So that's very good advice, man.
All your money, your jewelry, passport, and anything of value in your safe. Most places in Medellin do have a safe which you can establish the combination from the beginning. So make sure that you lock all your belongings in the safe as soon as you arrive in the room, and do not take anything out of the safe until it's time to handle the business. Otherwise, you're setting yourself up. Another rule, you set up the transportation, you provide the transportation. In most cases, a lot of girls only feel comfortable riding with their own personal drivers, but the girls with bad intentions also use their drivers as somebody that's going to help commit the crime against you. So 9 times out of 10, it's their boyfriend, their brothers, their cousins, or a family friend from the neighborhood that they trust. These are the people who she's going to text and say, hey, I'm at this location, I'm with this guy, he's by himself, he's kind of drunk, I just drugged him, meet me at his apartment, meet me at this location, we can get them together. So make sure that you're providing the Uber, make sure that you're providing the transportation. Do not get in random cars or random taxis with these women. Make sure you control the transportation at all times, going and coming to wherever you're going and coming from. So,
So, this is very true as well, man. I believe that because my situation, because I believe she was the one that called the Uber. I may have been the one that called it out, but obviously I didn't have no money to pay for one back. And where we was at, I know it was like a 15-minute drive. So whoever brought me back, taxi or Uber, was definitely in cahoots with the juke. So you gotta be careful with that, man.
you're in control of the transportation always. And my last piece of advice for the fellas that are coming out here, make sure that you don't get too comfortable, man. I know for a lot of y'all guys, that's your first time dealing with a beautiful girl. You've never gotten that type of attention. These women have a way of making you feel incredible, making you feel like you the biggest, baddest nigga on earth, and you the most popping guy on earth, and that's part of their job. They're selling you the girlfriend experience. But don't get too comfortable. I've known guys that have lived here for years, got set up by girls that they were kicking it with for days, weeks at a time, until the right time to strike, and then bad things happen. So don't get too comfortable, never get too relaxed, and stay on point always, and you're gonna be all right. You're gonna have a good time overseas, anywhere that you go, but specifically in Medellin. Stay safe out there. It's your boy Capo, another travel hack and some free game for those of y'all thinking about coming overseas and having.
So here's my uh, here's my reality check, right? So Colombia didn't drug me. You know what I mean? One person did. But just because I love Medellin that much don't mean that I gotta be ignorant to the risks associated with living in Medellin. So I want you guys to just, you know what I mean, take a minute for real, man, because it's real out here. You know, I thought I was, you know, on point all the time, but I slipped up 5 seconds, man. You know what I'm saying? And it cost me a lot of money. You know what I mean? It could have cost me my life, you know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to put this advisory out, you know what I'm saying, to anybody who's thinking about coming. And don't think that, you know, you won't have a good time because of this stuff, man. You know, it's just basically, you know, you only get in trouble if you look for it. You know what I'm saying? So that don't mean that you can't come out here and enjoy yourself and talk to a nice lady. You know what I mean? They exist out here. It's just you gotta look in the right places, man. But anyway, I'm off my soapbox. Hope you guys got something from the video. I'll catch you on the next one.